Today we're looking at the New England Colonies. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, don't forget to check out dailybellringer.com where you'll find more resources that go with many of the Bellringer videos. The New England Colonies, comprising Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island, played a very important role in the early history of the United States. Established in the 17th century, these colonies were characterized by their unique social, economic, and political structures. The New England colonies were founded primarily by Englishmen seeking religious freedom. The first of these colonies was Plymouth, established by the Pilgrims in 1620. Seeking a place to practice their religion without persecution, the Pilgrims arrived on the Mayflower and signed the Mayflower Compact, which was a crucial document that established the foundations for self-government. In 1630, the Massachusetts Bay Colony was founded by a large group of Puritans under the leadership of John Winthrop. This colony's city upon a hill vision emphasized moral and religious principles, setting the tone for the entire region. Soon the Puritans would overshadow the Pilgrims, as during the 1630s and 1640s, over 30,000 Puritans would come to America in what became known as the Great Migration. Compared to the southern and middle colonies, the New England colonies had a much harsher climate, with cold winters and rocky soil, which shaped their economy and way of life. They initially relied on agriculture, but their small subsistence-based farms struggled to produce enough food to support the growing population. As a result, trade, fishing, and shipbuilding became important economic activities. The church was central to life in the New England colonies. Each town had a church, and it was there that town meetings were held where residents, typically male landowners, discussed and voted on important matters. The emphasis on religion also led to a highly literate society, or in other words, a large percentage of the colonists could read and write because there was an emphasis on reading the Bible. Harvard College, established in 1636, would be the first institution of higher education in the English colonies. The New England colonies also grappled with issues of religious freedom and dissent, or in other words, disagreement. This dissent would result in the establishment of other colonies outside of Massachusetts. Thomas Hooker, who was a Puritan minister and was unhappy with how the colony was being operated in 1636, led his congregation out of Massachusetts colony and founded the colony of Connecticut. Hooker and his followers would draft the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut, which was another early document in America emphasizing self-government. Roger Williams, another prominent dissenter, was expelled from the Massachusetts Bay Colony and founded Rhode Island in 1644 as a haven for religious freedom and tolerance. In 1638, John Wheelwright led a group of persecuted colonists north and would establish New Hampshire as an independent colony. Like other colonies, the English were not the first to settle in the region, as Native American tribes had lived there for many years prior to the arrival of colonists. As more colonists arrived and wanted land, conflict with Native Americans grew. King Philip's War in 1675 and 1676 was a brutal war between Native American tribes and the English settlers, in which it's estimated nearly 10% of the English colonists' male population died, and countless Native Americans were killed or enslaved. It resulted in defeat for the Native Americans and opened the way for more English settlers to take land. Shortly after, in 1692, the Salem witch trials rocked the region, revealing the dangers of religious fanaticism and social hysteria. Several women and men were accused of practicing witchcraft and were either executed or imprisoned, casting a dark shadow on the New England colony's history. Throughout the 1700s, the New England colonies continued to grow, with waves of immigrants arriving from England and elsewhere. Gradually, the New England colonies' religious focus began to fade, as more emphasis on trade and profits began to grow. However, in the first half of the 1700s, the region experienced the Great Awakening, and there was a push to return to their religious roots. This Great Awakening also fostered ideas of liberty and independence among the New England colonists. New England would be the cradle of revolution, as the colonists here would take the lead in arguing and fighting for America to have full independence from England. So, with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.